World NGO Day observances continue, and the Ministry of Social Development and Family Services is getting in on the action. On Wednesday, March 19th, we will be better together for the World NGO Day Fair. And to tell us more about it, NGO Coordinator Cindy Heeralal joins us here on the Now Morning Show. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I am thrilled anytime we have celebrations, and granted that World NGO Day allows us to support those who support us. I am interested in hearing how the ministry is planning on doing this and what this fair looks like. For the ministry, though, from that perspective, what is the significance of World NGO Day?
So World NGO Day is an opportunity to support NGOs and NGO professionals to give highlight and recognition and awareness to the contributions of the NGO community. It's celebrated annually on February 27th. So while we are past that, we're still in the recognition space, and this is very timely for the ministry because it's our inaugural celebration of World NGO Day in this specific format.
So tell me more about this format. When we hear fair, we're thinking multiple activities in a big space. Where are we headed and what happens?
So I want to share how the idea came about. In times past, organizations may have reached out to the ministry for a particular type of support, and we would have recognized that not all NGOs receive information the same way, and not all NGOs have access to the same type of information. So we felt it would be beneficial to bring across multiple stakeholders and sectors all of the information providers that support NGOs, whether it's through grant funding, through capacity building, through training, through opportunities for collaboration, bring them into one space to have face-to-face touch points with the NGO community. And the response so far has been quite incredible. It's exciting to have a physical space to bring all of these stakeholders together to do that type of networking and collaboration.
So it sounds then that the fair is actually for NGO professionals itself.
Correct.
How does John public get involved then?
So if you are affiliated with an NGO, a faith-based organization, a community group, the event is for you. So we will have a number of information providers across various sectors. We have the full support of the state agencies and ministries that provide grants, funding, subventions to NGOs. So if you've never accessed support through the government mechanism, this is your opportunity to do that. We also have information sessions that will be conducted by the Financial Intelligence Unit of Trinidad and Tobago on sensitizing NGOs to risks around money laundering and terrorism financing. NGOs receive donations from a number of funding sources, so this is pertinent information for them. We will also have the presence of a number of embassies that are working with civil society and NGOs to promote capacity building and training programs. And then, of course, larger umbrella NGOs that are using the opportunity for networking and collaboration. So there's a lot happening at the fair.
It is a lot happening. I understand the excitement, though, because you have some really big players in the game, so to speak, that you may not always, as you say, have access to otherwise. Then is there or was there a registration process that's already closed or still open?
No, it's open. You can visit the ministry's social media channels. It's flyers on our Facebook page. We're using technology, so scan the QR code. It will take you directly to our registration link. And we're taking walk-ins on the day. But as far as possible, we're asking organizations to register for the event, and it helps us with our planning and capacity building.
Of course, of course. We are talking about a whole day event starting at 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Could you give me a little bit of a walkthrough as to what it should look like on that day?
Right. So as an organization, you're coming into this space for the first time. You will connect with a range of various stakeholders across sectors, access to funding opportunities, learning how to apply for upcoming opportunities. So what pertains to you as an organization, if you are planning an event, you have a program coming up, you have a particular social intervention initiative, and you may need support for it, you will be able to understand how to navigate the donor landscape, as well as understand what supports are available to you through various mechanisms.
Will this be done on a one-on-one basis, or are we talking about presentations that you take in?
Both. So you have opportunities to have face-to-face touch points with all of the information providers, and there are also 2 information sessions that will be offered morning and afternoon. The first one I mentioned is conducted by the FIU, and the afternoon session will be done by Cropper Foundation and Veniapuan for the proposed launch of a governance framework for the NGO community to improve accountability and transparency within the sector.
Some beautiful and necessary conversations.
Very much so.
Even if you aren't actively part of an NGO, you can appreciate the functions that they execute, and those conversations will help do so. That's brilliant. I wonder then, in terms of future endeavors, this being the inaugural one, do we have plans for future events already?
Yes. So questions already being asked. What are we doing next year? So this really is a field point for the ministry to bring together stakeholders in this particular way. And the role of the NGO unit is to build relationship with the NGO community for the purpose of social services delivery. So apart from grant funding and subventions that we offer to NGOs, we also provide capacity building and training initiatives for the NGO community. So coming out of this, we foresee a number of capacity building initiatives for NGOs, topics that are relevant to their organizational performance and enhancement to improve efficiency. So in the past, we would have offered training on grants and proposal writing, how to win an effective grant, how to write an effective proposal, things like data management and capture. How do you know your programs are working? How do you know your programs are meeting its targets and your beneficiaries are benefiting? So we foresee these types of rollout initiatives coming out of this event.
I am genuinely interested in those outcomes because we will benefit from it immediately and directly. Okay. But I do hope that NGOs come out and register. So we have posted the flyer to the screens in the beginning of this conversation. You could scan the QR code from there maybe, but you can also head on over to the social media platforms so that you can be a part of World NGO Day celebrations right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, actually, speaking of Tobago, will there be movements in Tobago as well?
Right. So this year doesn't allow us to have that type of presence. But if Tobago would like to come over, we welcome the NGO community. This is all about relationship building and partnership. So we're not excluding anyone. And we will bear that in mind going forward. You know, we really want to be relevant to our stakeholders. So in future, that is something that we can keep in mind.
So get ready for the 19th of March from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the National Academy for the Performing Arts in Port of Spain, where we are going to be better together, making sure that World NGO Day creates not just a platform for networking and support, but education as we continue to observe World NGO Day, celebrating collaborative efforts for societal development. We say thank you very much to NGO Coordinator Cindy Heeralal for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The insight was incredible. Best of luck with the event.
Thank you.
And hopefully we have you on after to give us some more insights and talk about those future endeavors.
I look forward to that, definitely.
Nice.
Thank you.
We've got more, including giveaways and entertainment on In Our Morning Show. You do not want to go anywhere, but we are taking a break.